Yeah.
What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my pizza channel. It's the Pizza Guy John. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to stretch dough 3 different ways, from the easiest way to maybe a little bit more difficult way. Also, if you stick around towards the end of the video, I will be making a pizza with the dough that I did stretch. So let's take a look at the dough that I have here. This is just the same day direct dough. It's about 70% hydration. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to get our first dough here. And I'm just using flour because that seems to be the most common thing that people have. Semolina does stretch better as well. But we're just going to go ahead and do some flour. Just plop that down in there. And this dough ball is around 260 grams. So we're going to go ahead. The first way, again, which you always want to do first of all, is again, you're just basically starting from the middle and you're stretching and you're building your crust. So we're just going to go ahead and get that. You want to flip it over. And again, this technique is the same for all 3 ways. And again, you're just basically building your crust out here. And we'll go ahead and flip it one more time. Flip it over. And again, you're basically wanting to make sure that you're keeping the dough round. And again, as you can see, you have your crust starting to build out. All right, so again, this first way is possibly the easiest. Again, all you're doing is letting gravity pull. So basically you're just picking it up and you're just letting it stretch. And you can see just by letting it turn and pulling it, you can see that it is getting bigger. And again, you really don't have to do too much. Again, if your dough is fermented good enough, then it will stretch or it will pull. And again, basically it's just almost kind of like a steering wheel method. You're pulling it and you're basically letting that go. And then you could also just put it here on your hands and letting that also just stretch down as well. And again, you could just turn it like a steering wheel. And again, you're not doing any stretching, you're basically just letting gravity pull. And again, this is the easiest way to stretch your dough. And once you have it, again, this is your first easy way. And again, this is probably around 10 to 11 inches. So that would be perfect. You could then put it on your pill and make your pizza. So let's go ahead and take a look at the second way. All right, so now that we've done the first technique, we're gonna go ahead and now let's do the second technique. Again, this one also kind of incorporates a little bit of the gravity method. But again, you will see how different it is because again, you're using more of your knuckles to actually do some more of the stretching. So let me get some of this flour off. And again, same way, you're basically just, starting from either the middle or from the bottom, and you're just pushing all the way up. You're getting that air, you're building your crust, you're flipping it. And again, we're just going up, building our crust all the way around. And flipping it again. And we're flipping that again. All right, and as you can see, we do have our nice built crust here. Flip it one more time. And all right, so this technique is going to be a little bit different. Again, like I said, it does incorporate the gravity method, but basically you do have your knuckles like this, and you're keeping one hand stationed depending which hand you want or which you feel comfortable, and you're using one hand to basically pull while this one or one other basically stands there. And again, you're staying away too much away from the middle, and you're basically just working the outside edges of the dough around here, and again staying away from the middle so that you don't make that thin. So again, you have your bottom like this, and you're turning and pulling, you're turning and pulling it, and as you can see with the gravity, it does pull it, and it also is stretching it, so it is getting bigger. Again, this is the fastest way that I like to do. As you can see, it is already going, And you could tell, what sides are going to be thinner. And again, stretching and pulling. So again, once you do that a couple of times, and you do have your dough, and as you can see, you could build it out, you could stretch it out pretty quickly just by doing that method. All right, so here is the last and third final technique. Again, if you saw the first and second technique, comment down below and let me know what you think so far of those techniques. Again, this third technique is going to be a little bit harder, and it does take some time to learn. So let's go ahead and we'll get our dough ball out here, and we'll flip that in. And basically with this technique, again, it's going to be similar. Like always, you're basically starting from the middle and you're stretching all the way to the end. And you're pushing that air to that crust. You're flipping it over, and again, you're starting from the bottom and you're going all the way to the crust. Again, you're flipping it over, turning it, and you're getting that. Flipping it, and again, as long as you have it round, then of course your pizza will come out round. So we're just kind of getting that. Okay, so with this one, you do want to make sure that you do have a lot of flour or your semolina down here, because this one basically is, again, like I said, a little bit harder. And really with this one, you're keeping one hand on the crust area here, and you're basically pulling it and turning. So you're doing like a pull and you're turning it. So we're just kind of like that. And again, this is stretching it out. As you can see, it is getting bigger. And again, this technique is kind of something that a lot of restaurants use. I do see like a lot of Domino's videos, and of course they all do that technique. But again, as long as you have enough flour, you're just again holding it here and you're twisting and pulling. And again, you're trying to keep away from touching that crust, but again, you're pulling. And as you can see, it does get bigger once you feel that you have a perfect size. Again, if you continue to do that and not enough flour, you may end up ripping it. So then at this point, you can pick it up and incorporate the second technique in there, where you're letting it stretch, pull, stretch, pull. And then you have your pizza. So again, it's just a pull and a twist, pull and a twist. And then you'd pick it up, and then again, you could either do the first technique where you're grabbing it and holding it, or again with your knuckles. So again, that is the third technique. Stick around to watch a pizza that I'm making with this dough. So see you then. All right, if you've stuck to the end, I'm now going to be showing you a pizza that I'm using or that I'm making with this dough. Comment down below which technique you liked. So again, here is the stretched dough. We're going to go ahead and just kind of stretch it out a little bit more. Toppings that I'm using for this is just a pumpkin sauce. I did pour it into this container, that way it's easier to use the ladle. Some mozzarella cheese, and then I got some Italian chicken sausage. It is spicy. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's build this out. Just doing one ladle of the sauce. And again, this is just a pumpkin sauce, so this is more like a fall pizza. And we're just getting this all the way around. Some mozzarella cheese. You already smell that pumpkin sauce. All right. And again, we're just going to go ahead, and this sausage is already cooked, so the oven will just basically just kind of warm it up a little bit more. You can see those pieces in there that are spicy. So let me clean my hands down. All right. And again, we're going into the Ooni Koda 16 that I've had preheating now for about 30 minutes. And so we'll just get that. And we're going straight into the oven. Before I do, let's go ahead and take a look at the oven. I got my air kill thermometer here and about 919, so that oven is hot and it's ready to go. So just gonna go ahead and get that in there. And we'll get the oven turned down low. And we're just gonna let this cook. So again, if you've watched how to stretch a pizza, again, comment down below which technique you'd like or which technique you do, or which technique you are going to try. Again, these aren't techniques that I've made up or anything. Again, just from experience and watching other YouTubers, you know, I've just found, you know, techniques that do help. So again, just whatever works. There we go. Now it's looking good, it's smelling good. And we're gonna go ahead now and just spin that around. You can see that crust is really, really nice. Again, if you stretch it out and you know, do it correctly, you're gonna have a nice crust all the time. And again, that's what makes the pizza look nice. Bottom's cooking good. Nice color to that crust. And again, this is just the same day direct dough. Again, super easy to make. I don't do a direct dough too often, just because again, it is a little bit heavier on the stomach, but again, when I'm wanting to make some quick dough, again, that's going to be a good dough to do. All right. I believe this one is looking good. So yeah, just like that, we do have our pizza. So we're gonna go ahead and get this inside. Give me 1 second. Just get a little brown more over here. All right, so just like that, we're gonna go ahead and get this cooled down. All right, so here's the pizza. It's now cooled down. Again, it has a pumpkin sauce, mozzarella, and the Italian chicken sausage, spicy. So as you can see, it's looking nice and cooked all the way around. So let's go ahead. I got this new cutter here, and let's go ahead and let's get a piece this way. You can hear that crunch. Let's go ahead and get that. And we're just gonna go ahead and just do a big slice here. So, all right, so now that we got this cut, let's go ahead and let's take a bite out of this. As you can see, the bottom's cooked nicely. That's really good. Again, it's a pumpkin sauce. Crust is nice and airy. Get a little bit of spiciness from the sausage. Overall, it's a pretty good pizza. So again, if you liked my video, and again, you liked the techniques that I did show you, again, comment down below which technique you like the best, or which one you do, or which one you want to try, or are going to try. Check out my Instagram at the Pizza Guy John. Let's connect there, and we'll talk soon.